Hey everybody, how are you doing? I hope you are very well. I'm Afefe with Touch by Tarot. If you're new to my channel, I do tarot and oracle readings intuitively, and I check in usually. I've started checking in. I do a weekly read for what you can expect the week ahead. That's going to be this week, this reading, and then I also do a pick a card reading for every new moon and full moon. Those are very popular as well. Every now and again, I'll check in on politics, but that's a little rare. For the most part, though, I just try to give you all a sense of what to expect so you can be prepared, what energies you can be facing on the week ahead. So this reading is going to be, I'm going to go by signs, elements. So I'm going to do air signs, earth signs, fire signs, and water signs. You may have to do a cross reference, of course, for your sun, moon, or rising. For all of my subscribers, I thank you so very much. You really give me the motivation to keep doing this work and give you good content. I love doing this. As those of you who've been with me, you know this. So let's keep this train going. We grow together. We are a community. Whether you're on that side of the camera or this side of the camera, we are all doing this thing called life. We are all learning, trying to live our best lives, deal with the challenges we face, and get through and have some happiness and joy, all right? So, I'm going to start out with air signs. So that'll be Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, sun, moon, or rising. And again, you may have to do some cross-checking depending on your chart. First, I'm going to take a look at, this will be the week ahead starting April 30th through Sunday, April 30th through the Saturday, which that would be what, May 6th, okay? All right, so let's see your overall energy. I'm going to go to the tea leaves and see. Ooh, that wants to jump. Both of these want to jump. All right. So air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. I have for you main energies that the guys want you to be aware of is there's a torch, and it says spiritual development, enlightenment, awareness, and understanding. I think this is sort of your mindset in the week ahead for many of you. This is going to be, you are in that in tarot, this reminds me of an ace of wands. You're in that frame of mind where that's why you're here. You are about your spiritual development. You are about your growth, and you're feeling very motivated to do it right now. It doesn't feel, you're not doing it because you're pressured to do it because you. Can I get my words out right? You're not doing it because you feel pressured. It's actually something you're excited about. It's something that's really got you feeling like this is what I need to do. This is where my joy is, my spiritual development. And then you have a dark woman. And it says dealings or relationship with a woman with a dark complexion or hair. So that could be, someone in your life, someone you work with, someone in your family. But if that rings a bell with you, there's a woman, and it could be a woman of color, or it could also just be an olive tone woman, or someone again with that dark hair, someone around your life that has that, or will come into your life. Be aware of that as well. Okay, so those are your two main energies they want you to be aware of. This torch that you're carrying, this excitement that you have around your spiritual development, and that you could have a woman who presents some sort of either in skin tone, hair, etc. They're calling her a dark woman. You're going to have some dealings with a woman this week. All right. So Spirit, with that in mind, the torch and the dark woman, what are the energies of the week ahead for Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius? What should they be aware of? What do you want them to know? How should they be prepared to deal? What should they be prepared to deal with in the coming week? Thank you. All right. The bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So this is going to be a week for you of handling your business, moving ahead on your projects, making sure that you have things taken care of in a practical sense. When we get Pentacles, you all, we know that sometimes the energy moves slow, keeping in mind we are in Mercury retrograde, right? So that can make us feel like things are slowing down, sometimes feeling stuck. But the idea here is when you have a Knight of Pentacles, it's really about making sure that you get things right. It's doing things in an unhurried way because you want them to last. You don't want the decisions you make, and then a month later, 2 months later, you regret it or you got to backtrack. So that's the Knight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Taking things, Queen of Wands, beautiful energy. This is, and keeping in mind that torch that you got as well. You've got the King of Cups. They present it as a crone in this deck. King of Cups, Queen of Wands. and the Five of Cups. You know what? Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, my friends, this is going to be a week about your relationships to others. Women definitely play a strong role. Whether this is you in relation, you are a woman in relationship to other women, but there is this sense of compassion, but also putting your energies together. And I say that because this Five of Cups, we know that, and I'm going to cross that, get a clarifier on that as well. But we know that this is where things have been emotionally challenging. I can't remember where Chiron is right now astrologically, but I've been reading a lot about the placement of Chiron. Chiron being the wounded healer, being the area in our lives where we do have to deal with the wounds that we carry very often from childhood. And it's surprising sometimes, we think that listen, you all, I'm in my early 60s and I'm still processing. Occasionally things will come up and I remember, oh, maybe this is happening now because of what I did at that time or what I witnessed at that time, even going back to childhood. I think that's part of our life journey, is we're sort of in that cycle of life, that wheel of fortune, right? We're always putting things together. We're always making sense of our past so that we can address the future and have the impetus, thinking about your torch, to keep it moving, keep going on. So there's some emotional. It could be that from a woman's perspective, because women are showing up so strongly in your reading, there's this emotional component of being able to share our feelings and being able to talk to somebody we trust and having the compassion for one another, because the Crown of Cups, again, that would be a King of Cups typically, is emotional maturity. It is going from this this struggle, this disappointment, this sense of why. We're always asking for that, the answers to that why. But there's this emotional maturity. And with the Queen of Wands, there's this confidence around it. Hey, you know what? Let's get it together. We can keep going. We can keep ourselves, motivated. We have the wherewithal and the capacity to get from this place to the next place. And not dwell. And we're going to do it in a practical way with that Knight of Pentacles sitting there. We're going to take it step by step. We recognize that life and situations, it's a process. Page of Wands. Let's do it in a new way. Beautiful complement to that Queen of Wands. And the Hermit. Healing, lessons that you have learned, and the quest and the journey that you are on, especially this week. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, this may not be a week where you see a lot of fast movement, action, results. Your inbox may not be popping this week. You may not have a whole lot going on. It may feel like things are slowing down in a way for you, but that is because there is, in order for this torch to really work to your benefit, and you to get motivated and know exactly what you want to do and the way to go about it with that Knight of Pentacles, it is important for you to take the time to understand it is a marathon. It is not a sprint. And your spiritual development, remembering too, that was a key word in this torch card, your spiritual development, that nobody does spiritual development the way the Hermit does. The Hermit is always on that quest for knowledge, for self-knowledge especially. And that is why we often think of the Hermit as sort of, going off on our own way, taking that time to have a little solitude, making sure that we go our path, that we are true to our path and we don't follow the crowd. We don't deal with peer pressure. And trust me, peer pressure, we think of that often with with younger people and in our youth. But peer pressure can even be when we're way into our adulthood. It's a question of making, when we want to fit in with a group, our family, our tribe, our friends, birds of a feather flock together, right? And so often we feel a pressure to conform or to agree and to sometimes shift our own beliefs and habits in order to fit in. If that applies to any of you, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, and again, with you being air signs, you naturally sometimes can adapt and fit in and change things because that is a part of you understand, and your ability to think things through, to understand other people's perspectives, that comes so easily to you that you can find yourself going, oh, okay, I got it. So then this is what I'll do to adapt. But this week, this hermit is saying, never lose sight of the fact that this is your journey. This is your journey. And people, maybe that's where this dark woman comes in. And you've got all this other feminine energy, that Crone of Cups and the Queen of Wands here. That people will come to you when you need them to help give you the added layer and messages of understanding that you need for your own soul's growth. This could even be from a spiritual perspective. Some of you may have feminine people come to you, or images come to you, guides come to you in your dreams, in your meditations, right? Mothering figures that, the wise women, the ones that understand what your goals are and what your challenges have been, and will help you. Page of Wands will help you regain your momentum. For some of you, I feel like there's been almost a sense of a setback, or a sense of disappointment, that going back to that Five of Cups, because things just haven't gone the way you thought they would, or you've put in so much effort and you've had the momentum to get things going, and then when it slowed down, you're like, well, what now? What am I supposed to do? And what Spirit is saying here is, in this week, it is about allowing yourself to receive the help, the wisdom, the information, the knowledge from some other source. It's not all on you this week, okay? That's the overwhelming. It's not all on you this week. It is you being in place to receive the counsel. That's the word they just gave me. The counsel of a trusted advisor. Again, whether that is in the spirit realm, or whether that is someone that you know, or someone who will show up in your life. It could even be someone that you see on YouTube, a message that you receive from watching a video from a woman who fits that description. But for you all this week, it's understanding that never lose sight that this is your journey. You are on a quest for something more, and it is around your spiritual development and enlightenment. Those two I want to really hone in for you. This is about your journey to enlightenment, and there will be things that happen for you this week and around you this week that help you understand and put that into perspective, so that you understand what to do next, and also give some context to why things have played out the way that they have. Okay? Now, I'm also going to give you here it is. I'm going to give you an oracle card for the week. Advice from Spirit. Ooh, didn't have to look hard for that, did we? A merry motive. Wow. Okay. A merry motive. So that's why you are going to have this input from others, because it is going to give you a perspective about what motivates you. That's that hermit energy. In order for you to keep going, moving toward that light, moving towards your quest, your life purpose, reconnecting with your life purpose, okay? If you felt separated or slowed down from it, had some disappointments, a merry motive. There is something coming toward you this week, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. That's from someone else. Spirit is going to send you that source of inspiration so that you can know exactly what your next moves are, and you can be very practical about it. Don't forget that Knight of Pentacles. All right. So moving on. Going to take that out. So now we're going to go to our earth signs. All right. So Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, the week ahead for you. First, our catalyst. Go into the tea leaves for our catalyst. So, Spirit for Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, the week ahead, starting Sunday, April 30th. Ooh, wants to come. Let's go. You have the turkey. So, it says someone is behaving stupidly. Okay, let's go. We ain't going to resist that. Because that must be the case. Someone is behaving stupidly. A turkey. It reminds me, back in the days, they used to call it a jive turkey. All right? Someone is behaving stupidly. So this week ahead, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, Spirit is acknowledging someone is behaving stupidly. Now let's get into that and see what you can do about it. How if you don't identify with that, if that doesn't ring any bells with you, if someone hasn't around you in your circle, work, home, friendships, otherwise, if that doesn't really ring a bell with you right now, then be prepared if that does crop up during this week. Someone just, is a little funky, it just says something without thinking, that sort of thing. Reckless behavior, reckless words, etc. Then you have a perspective to already put it in. Just go, okay, I knew this was coming. Let's see what this is about. Let's go in. Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, earth signs. You got the Two of Cups with the Queen of Pentacles. So we got our earth energy here. All right, that's you showing up in your reading. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. With the Two of Cups. Is this around your relationships? And the Eight of Swords. All right, that's somebody acting stupidly. Okay. I want to know what that Eight of Swords is about, Spirit. What is that? Why is that? Nine of Wands. Because of who's carrying the brunt of the situation. Tell me about the Two of Cups, please. Spirit, give me the Two of Cups. The Knight of Pentacles. And the Lovers. This is definitely a relationship this week, you all. It doesn't have to be romantic, but I'm going to lean in that direction. Just because we do have two, in terms of relationships, romantic relationships, we have two of the strongest indicators in tarot that came up for you and that is the Lovers and the Two of Cups, all right? And we know we're talking about you because, again, we got your signifier here. You're a Queen of Pentacles. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising. But here's your challenge, and that's the Spirit never lies. Someone is behaving stupidly. We have the Eight of Swords and the Nine of Wands. On the one hand, there's some communication. Things are being miscommunicated. That makes me think again, when we think about someone behaving stupidly, it could be, speaking without thinking, being careless with words, being careless with actions, and not understanding. And what that's done is, I think Spirit is saying, it could leave you with this Nine of Wands feeling like you are the one absorbing whatever this situation is, whatever this conflict is, whatever is causing that. I'm going to go a little deeper as well. That you're the one left carrying the bag. You're the one left having to figure out how to fix it. And that's making you feel like it's not fair. It's literally weighing you down. It's like what you are willing to do and give and be for the sake of this relationship. And there's movement. I think this is you. This Knight of Pentacles is you trying to advance a different way to go about it. Trying to, take your time, be patient. There's a lot of patience indicated here. You've exhibited a lot of patience around this situation and this person in order to give them an opportunity to clear it up, do something about it, shift gears. But it just feels like as a result of that, it's like you're just moving, giving, doing, pushing, carrying the weight, and you're not seeing the results of it yet. We have the Queen of Wands. So this is you and the World. Okay, beautiful. So what Spirit is saying here for you all, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, whoever this is, and again, this could be even in the workplace, even though I see it more as a intimate relationship, but in that regard, if it is in the workplace, it could be someone with whom you work closely, okay? Someone with whom the way that they behave and what they do directly impacts you. That could be a factor as well here. But there's a notion here with the Queen of Wands and the World that just came. What Spirit is saying is, understand that everything plays out in time. That this situation is going to reach a crest. There will be a breakthrough, and it's up to you. That Queen of Wands is coming basically to say, what you have to do is take charge. If you have tended to back up a little bit because you are absorbing. This could be a very strong person. This could be someone who, is very forceful in their actions and their energy with you. And so you could be the more compromising, patient, take a pause before you speak. And I think what Spirit is saying here with this Queen of Wands is speak your mind. Hold your ground, take your stance, not in a combative or aggressive way. But the Queen of Wands is a beautiful energy because very often, even if someone disagrees with her, she knows how to get her way through charm. There's that old saying, you kill more flies with honey, right? Than vinegar. So there's an idea here that Spirit is saying it's okay for you to assert yourself and remember to be confident. Do not let the words or actions of anyone who is behaving stupidly, ultimately, I love that they put it that way, because if somebody's behaving stupidly, it's like you can almost figure out a way to dismiss it, because it's like you're not even thinking straight. You don't even get it, right? It's stupidly. So here, that's what she's able to do. That's what Spirit is saying to you, is to adapt that mentality that if someone is confrontational, if someone speaks callously towards you with that Eight of Swords, and it brings you that anxiety, especially if it is in a domestic situation, a partnership, or even a work situation, because the way this person behaves impacts you. You are impacted by it, clearly. But the thing is, remember who you are, and don't let it dim your light. Don't let it dim your ability to understand your right to be heard, your right to have your opinion, and the world is saying your right to also keep moving towards a completion, keep moving towards a resolution for yourself. If they don't cooperate, then find the resolution that works for you so that you can move on to the next thing, because this situation is going to come to a head. The world is about completion. It's about that next chapter, and it's about having learned everything that you need to know so that you can go to the next chapter. So if what this relationship has represented for you has been you carrying so much of the weight with that Nine of Wands and having to push a little bit further with that Queen of Wands, is you discovering something about yourself. Believe it or not, this relationship is teaching you, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, in a sort of bizarre way. This relationship, this circumstance, whoever it is that there may be this friction with, it is teaching you something about yourself. It is teaching you something about your power. I go back to that Queen of Wands. It is teaching you something about your power. It is teaching you something about how to maneuver in the face of something that matters to you and impacts you, sometimes negatively, but how to switch that around and make it work in your favor. Because the world is your success. The world is you learning what you need to know from this situation, so that you can apply it in your life. Maybe you are learning more about about what really is necessary to get if it's a home situation or a love situation, what's really necessary? What is compromise about? What is too much compromise? What is sacrifice about to the point that it's not right or not comfortable? And how do you sweeten the pot because that person is behaving stupidly? How do you sweeten the pot so that you ultimately come out ahead? Because the world, you will come out ahead. You're going to come out ahead. And you're going to come out ahead with intact, being who you are. Going back to that Queen of Pentacles. Remembering you, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Remembering who you are. Because you are here to manifest. You are here. That is your surroundings, and your ability to make a place, whether it is an office, whether it's your home, whatever it is where you spend your time. You are extremely good at putting your stamp on that. And if this person who's behaving stupidly is disrupting that balance, then you've got this Queen of Wands coming in. The Lovers is also here. I don't want to downplay that. We had that Two of Cups to say there's a decision. Your goal is to achieve harmony in whatever environment, business or home, love, whatever. Your goal is to achieve harmony, to take stock of both sides of a situation, but you don't lay down for anybody. And you don't have to fight. You don't have to do it with aggression. You do it by being smart. You do it by using charm and love and remembering who you are. And there is healing the heart here. That is your advice, your oracle, your advice, healing the heart. This person who's behaving stupidly is not, I'm going to go so far as to say, I don't think they're doing it out of meanness, out of a mean spirit. This is a person who is behaving a certain way, which we're humans, and we do this. We behave a certain way because of our own pain, and sometimes we project that pain onto others who do not have anything to do with it. They weren't connected to the source of it. They don't deserve it, right? But nevertheless, that's part of our lesson. We are in a situation with someone who is behaving stupidly because their heart has been damaged. And it's healing the heart. I want to hold that up for you. What a beautiful depiction. And so that's part of what you're learning. I said a bit ago before we saw this, I felt like this is a lesson that you are learning. It's a life lesson that you are learning through this situation. It's teaching you something, and it is helping you to heal in the area of compassion, in the area of generosity, being generous not just with what you have materially, earth signs, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, and your ability to generate things, money, beauty, art, a domestic situation, comfort. But it is understanding that the give and take that you do in this context is ultimately going to lead you into a greater level of success with that World card. It's almost like it's putting more tools in your tool belt. It's putting more items in your spiritual suitcase. It's giving you a wisdom and a context so that in the future, whether it's someone else who behaves stupidly or a life circumstance that seems to be just like, I don't even believe this right now, but you will have the wherewithal because of what you've learned from this circumstance, the world. You will have the wherewithal to be able to get past it, to heal it, to heal yourself and perhaps even someone else by your actions. You're being given an opportunity, especially this week. Maybe this week is where it begins to really unfold for you, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. But the reverberation of this will go on. This is a longer life lesson that you are learning in connection to this person or this situation, and it's going to serve you very well in the future. Okay? All right. I hope that resonates. Let me know. I would be really interested to hear from you all. What's going on? All right. Moving on. We're going to go now to our fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, the week ahead. And again, you all remember, many of you, you're going to have to cross-reference because of it's going to be very important to check your rising sign, but also your moon sign. So sun, moon, or rising. The predominant energy this week through the tea leaves. All right. The predominant energy for Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Ooh, you have a pen. New job or career. All right now. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So there's something going on. If I can get that light going there. There's something going on for you this week. A new job or career. For many, now this is a general reading, so of course that may not apply to everyone who comes across this reading. But for those of you who are thinking about a new job or career, who are whether or not you've already done so, or whether it's something you're thinking about, we'll get some more clarity in the tarot. But this is, and put a pin in it, like this is a week to nail something down. This is a week where you're going to hear some news, or it's time for you to really, pin it down, get specific, not just, I'm tired of this job and I think I want to do something else, or I'm trying to, maybe I'll start up a business. It's like pin it down this week. Really get specific, nail it, put it down, put your ideas down on paper. You can always revise it later. Aries, Leo. Ooh, look at you coming out. We got the King of Wands. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius spirit this week. The week of April 30th with the 10 of Wands. Okay, so that's why that new job or career is coming on, because you're burned out. And the Ace of Cups. Beautiful. You want to do something you enjoy and not just what makes you the money. 9 of Pentacles. Very clear story going on here for you all this week. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You've been in a situation where it almost feels like you've gone as far as you can go in this career, in this job. It's about you learned, you've conquered, your skill set is amazing, your ability to lead and understand. If some of you are in management, this definitely speaks to you. But you've taken on so much. That 10 of Wands, that's that typical burnout card. And it complements this King of Wands perfectly, because that's your nature. You are a doer by nature. You're not someone who will, sit back and let everybody else carry the load. You are that person who will get up and get it done. But you've gotten up and gotten so much done that now you're sitting in that 10 of Wands energy, which is just like, this isn't giving me the thrills anymore. And that's why I think you've got this Ace of Cups showing up for you, because it's important for you at this time to feel good about what you're doing, what you're putting your energy into. You need a fresh take. You need something to give you, to get you motivated and get your cup running over again, to get you hit the floor in the morning, ready to go, ready to tackle it. The 9 of Pentacles is, that is a card of, we call it a card of material gain. I think in this context, though, it's important. That new career could be that for you, all of this effort that you've been putting out, perhaps you feel like you're not being adequately compensated for it. Perhaps you've been in a situation where you've been passed over for a promotion, or you just haven't been given, the raises or the financial compensation, your benefits, etc. Whatever it takes for you to feel motivated because you are given the rewards, financial rewards, material rewards coming into you. And if that has not happened, then of course that it stands to reason that you are in that mode of saying, I'm ready to pin it down and decide, be decisive about what's next. I'm going to go a little bit deeper for you all, get more clarity around that. But don't deny your feelings. If this is a confirmation for some of you, then here you have it from Spirit saying, we recognize how hard you've worked and how much you've taken on, the responsibilities that you did not shirk. You stood up to whatever challenges there are, but where are the rewards for all of that? You have Judgment. Beautiful. Makes total sense. And the 2 of Wands. Thank you. Okay, that's it. This week, Judgment is where you've learned the lessons, where there's sometimes people call it the card of a second chance, but it's the idea that you've gone through whatever certain circumstances are. I believe this is directly in relation to your work, your career. Even if you're in retirement, this could be you having the desire to go into the next phase of something that will bring you income, but it needs to be something that you enjoy. And you don't want to take on too much because you've already worked so hard. So for those of you, if you are in retirement age or considering retirement, but then thinking, what do I do then? Because you want to still make money, that this is speaking to you as well. All right. Judgment is that you have a recognition. Spirit is giving you a recognition about understanding and accepting where you are. You don't have to keep pushing yourself to do something that brings you no joy. You're not meant to do that. You're not meant to, just constantly feel bound to something, the responsibilities that you have, to the extent that you sacrifice your ability to enjoy what you do and make money at it. So this Judgment card is like coming as a wake-up call. Look, it has that trumpet there in the middle. You know, most of the time you will see a trumpet in Judgment, because there is this spirit sort of saying, wake up, you know, listen to me. I'm here to tell you something. And so what you are being told, Aries, Leo, and Sag, is you do not have to continue, nor should you continue to just feel tired, to just feel overwhelmed, to feel like you've got to do to prove yourself to others, to take on and pick up the slack where other people may not carry their share of the load. It is time for you, and you've done that because you need to be responsible, to feel responsible. You need to take care of your financial obligations, and to know that, you know, you want to feel secure, you want to feel safe, you want to continue to have your income, you want to grow your life. And here it is, the Two of Wands comes. Spirit wants you to develop a vision. That is this new job, career, your key card that came for you all. Spirit is saying, develop your vision for your future. And don't look at what is in the now as what will always be. New job, career. What else is available to you? What is it that you really enjoy? What would bring you joy? What would bring you money, stability, comfort, and joy? I feel like I just sang a Christmas carol or something, right? But that's what's happening here. And there's a recognition. There's like, literally, you've gone as far as you can go, or you're reaching that finish line with as far as you can go in this current circumstance. I want to get an oracle for you all. And Spirit doesn't want you to beat up on yourself for that, because I think there's some of you who feel a little, if you're not beating up on yourself, you're feeling a little resentment or anger towards those for whom you have picked up the slack and you've carried that weight. And so you may feel a little resentment around that, and you're entitled to that. But Spirit is saying with that Two of Wands is right now, and that combined with Judgment is like, take all of that in, take a deep breath. Okay, I know what I know. I've learned what I've learned. And now it is time. It's my time. You know, it's time for me to rediscover and know that I can make money while I am still enjoying my life. Because the King of Wands loves a good time. You're showing up in your own element, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You're showing up as the boss that you are. But you're also a boss that's not just meant to carry the burdens of being a boss and leadership. You're meant to also experience joy and enjoy the fruits of your labor. And be paid what you're worth and be adequately compensated. You've got Earth Magic here as your advice card. You know, it's time for you all to get some candles burning, get your prayers going, get your vision board going. This new job, career, it's almost like Earth Magic is saying, develop a different scenario. Dream a little bit. Magic. But it's practical magic. Earth magic. It's where you don't have to do anything rash. You're not being encouraged to do anything rash. You're just being encouraged with Judgment. You're being encouraged to say it is what it is. Recognize what it is. You can't duck or dodge it or deny it or stuff it down or pretend, you know, and, oh, I'll deal with it tomorrow. It's too much. The time is now. And your way is Earth Magic. It is, I feel like this is you developing a ritual for yourself, connected to the earth. It could be, for some of you, if you enjoy plants or gardening, it could be literally planting a seed or getting a small plant that you then grow in relation to your vision for what you want your future to look like. That's that Two of Wands. You with me? In other words, Earth Magic, get something in your hands that you can work with and mold and build that is the vision of what will actually bring you joy. So whether that is a plant, whether that is a journal, even earth magic, something that you literally work with in your hands, that you form this vision, that Two of Wands, you form this vision of what makes you happy. Where are you? What are you doing? Who's around you? What does it look like? What is the environment like? Earth magic. For many of you as well, it could be that you'll get that inspiration by going someplace different, taking a trip, going someplace in nature where something around you, the people around you, the sights that you see, the animals, the sounds, the smells, something's going to light you up and give you inspiration around, this is it. This is where I want to go, and this is what I want to do, and this is how I know I'm ready for this next leg of my journey. Because right now, you've done so much, and judgment doesn't come for nothing. It's not a card that appears every time you turn around in a reading, all right? When it comes, it really is delivering a message, and for you, the message is lesson learned. Job done. What's next on the leg of the journey, right? What's next for you? What are you ready to do and go to next? Remembering too that judgment is ruled by Pluto. I just looked up and saw that Pluto sign there, symbol up at the top there. So let's not forget that. All right, Pluto being deeply transformational. It's a sign, new job, career. It could be where you even make a real serious departure from what you've always done and what you've typically, what's on the resume, and begin to build a different resume for yourself, that Ace of Cups, based on what you love versus what you know how to do that brings you the money. And there is integration. There's a time for integration. This is not in any way, we didn't get the Tower or death. We didn't get anything that says now, boom, now. This is about you having a recognition of what you have done and owning up to the fact that you deserve more. Really allowing yourself to believe that, to claim that, and then build that Two of Wands. Begin to build a different vision for yourself for what the future could look like. And that earth magic is getting out, doing something different, being around something different that's going to inspire you and give you some clarity around what that new job, that new opportunity, that next phase of life that will bring you financial rewards, that will bring you material comforts, what that next stage is really going to look like for you. Okay? All right, fire signs. And with that, I'm going to move on to water signs, and this is going to be for Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Especially you all, cross-reference and make sure you check out your rising signs. Whoa, 2 just jumped right out. All right, your energy, your overall energy of the week is, you got the Bull, which has plenty of material things. All right, we'll take it. And you got the Peacock, beware of great pride. Now, whether that's you or someone else around you strutting around like, I know I'm all of that. All right, it's just, there might be a little that happening. But beware of great pride, plenty of material things. These two could also work really well together, you all. Spirit is just saying, make sure that you're humble. Perhaps some of you, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, you could be really blessed. You could be very fortunate and have, things could be going pretty good for you these days, all right? But it's saying, Spirit is also saying, beware of great pride that goes with those material things. Just sort of keep it in check. Understand where your blessings flow from. Give yourself, by all means, credit for whatever it is that you've done to have this material bounty and have these blessings. But just don't put yourself in a position of like being a show off or where you sort of take it for granted. All right. We're going to go into that a little bit with your tarot. So you got plenty of material things and beware of great pride for the week starting Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, for the week starting April 30th. What is this about, Spirit? What do you want to tell Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising? What do they need to understand about the material things they have and being aware of being prideful around that? You have the World with the Queen of Cups. All right, there you are in your sign coming up. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, Queen of Cups. You're showing up for yourself. So this for sure is your reading. With the World and the Three of Swords. And the Lovers. And the Nine of Swords. Okay, I got it. For some of you, this week could be... Take this the right way, all right? I gotta call it like I see it. Look, I gotta take a sip of juice. For some of you, in order to compensate, and we all do it, let me get a mirror. In order to compensate sometimes for certain disappointments that we have in life, certain things that may not be going the way that you want them to, you know, especially on the relationship front or the family front, because I'm looking at this Queen of Cups. Sometimes we rely on the material things in life to make up for that, you know. So if we don't have the things that we want in our romantic life, say, okay, that's fine. So then we treat ourselves, you know, we do a little retail therapy, right? We use things materially to show up in our lives for what may be emotionally lacking. All right, because I'm looking at this Three of Swords and the Nine of Swords. Those are two pretty stressful kind of cards, but they are cards that, or energies, I should say. These are energies that present themselves because you see how she's down here in the water and she's like reaching up, you know. There's this message around you have longed for something, and if it has not materialized, or if it materialized and then was taken away from you, and that's still sitting in you, because we are dealing with water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. All three of you really, you know, you can hold energy in that heart space, especially because that's your element, that's your natural element. And when things happen, it just really seeps deep down within you. And there's that yearning that you've had to get up to it. It's almost like holding this back up again. If your spirit, because this is you up in the house, stressed out with those swords around you. Get rid of that light. There it is. You can see it there. All right. That's you with those swords around you. And then that's your spirit guide trying to come up out of that water to get to you, to help you through it. Spirit wants you to know they're trying to help you through it. But there's this mourning that's still taking place. You see those three mermaids still mourning the passing of that whale. All right? There's something has happened for you all, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, where your material life has been a focal point because it covers up some of the emotional stuff. And what Spirit wants you to do, you've got two really powerful major arcana here. You've got the Lovers and the World. And I think Spirit is saying that in this week in particular, there's something that's going to trigger you that helps you begin to close the door on that pain, on that disappointment, on that stress with that Nine of Swords. Because the Lovers gives you a choice. It gives you, you know, there is a decision that you have to make. And if this is in relationship to another, then it's not necessarily about a breakup per se, but there is something around a shift or forgiveness that you really have to get to a place of putting this in its perspective so that you can move on. That World card coming for you. All right? Because there's a chapter, that chapter of sadness is ready to be closed. Bottom line, that chapter of sadness is ready to be closed. Your spirit guides are trying to get to you. Literally trying to get to you. I want you to hold that image. If you're feeling like up top there, stressed out, I want you to remember what's down there at the bottom trying to get to you, trying to help you. There is help for you. And the material thing in great pride, what Spirit is saying is, if you've been using things as a substitute to putting a Band-Aid over the real things that have been, you've been dealing with, or the things that are waiting to be dealt with, that deep emotional part of you that's still waiting to be dealt with, and you've been busy, I'll buy the purse, or I'll take the trip, or I'll do whatever, go out to dinners, and I'll just keep myself busy. The material aspects of life, that, okay, fine, you are blessed to be able to do that, and you have been blessed to be able to do that. But what Spirit is saying is, it's time for you to address what really is going on inside of you, whatever that grief is, whatever that doubt is. Sometimes the Three of Cups can be the result of a lot of self-doubt, because a lot of times when we experience pain, it sets us back, and we do begin to doubt ourselves. We begin to doubt our worthiness. We begin to doubt whether we did the right thing, made the right choices, should we have done more. There's all those things that begin to settle down deep within us, and it just starts to get us like exactly up in that. This is a great depiction of a Nine of Swords, because that's us, stressed out, head in our hands. What's next? But remember, Spirit is coming for you. Help is coming for you. I feel like I need just one or two more cards around that. How does Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, how do they get to the place of the world? How do they? I didn't have to do it. They said, here it is. We already gave it to you. Queen of Cups. Remember who you are. Remember who you are. Remember that your water, your emotional depth, can work for you just as much as it can work against you. That's it. You are your own healer. You are your own path forward. You have the capacity. Now I can pull a card. They were like, you had to deal with this Queen of Cups sitting here, because that's you. For anything that has happened around you, you still have you. You still have you. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, you still have you. And you have the power. It is a gift that you're given. Your emotional depth, your emotional intelligence, your capacity for love and compassion and understanding, your capacity for tears and laughter, all of it is a gift. Don't lose sight of that. Five of Pentacles, yeah, because you took some hits. You've been lonely. And the Four of Cups, yeah, life has not been so kind for some of you, and because of your emotional components. And the Knight of Cups, beautiful. It goes back to what I was saying before I pulled those last cards. You are the healer. The Knight of Cups is that movement back toward your emotional center. The Knight of Cups is your spirit guides or people who you can rely on, trying to get to you, to help you through this time, to help you get past the grief, process it, and finally put it in its proper perspective. Because this is who you are, the Queen of Cups. Male or female, doesn't matter. It's not about the gender so much as the energy. And the Queen of Cups has that maturity and that ability to foster understanding, even in the toughest emotional situation, even in those waves of emotion that can go through us, especially if we're grieving, if we're dealing with disappointment, if we just don't even know what to do anymore. I'm going to hold up this Four of Cups for you. See, he's sitting there, kind of in his cups, using that saying, we know what that is. And then there she is out in the mermaid, out in the ocean with another cup, saying, hey, guess what? It's not over. I know you don't feel good right now. And I know what happened, sucks. And you've been through it. And maybe you felt alone. If this relates to a physical death for some of you. I'm feeling if someone has passed on and you're still dealing with that. First of all, I extend compassion to you, because the energy just, it's like flowing. But understand, you have the ability and the gift to begin to implement your own healing because of your emotional component. And the Lovers is your choice to do so. The choice, and I love this mirror. It's time for you to get in the mirror and see yourself happy. See yourself healed. See yourself moving on from. See yourself, the blessings of those material things that you have. You know, you've had those things because part of that has given you something to do to keep you going. But if you have put on a cloak of pride, I'm okay. I have everything I need. Look at me. You know, if you've been the loudest one at the party or in the restaurant or in the family gathering or at the office, you know, putting on a facade almost, or trying to adapt a certain way of being, because that's been your process for burying the pain. And Spirit is saying, you don't have to do that. You know, it is what it is. It served its purpose, but now it's time to get real. There's some energy that you are feeling within yourself, I think. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. There's some energy that you've been feeling within yourself that it's time to get real. And your advice this week is in perfect harmony. In perfect harmony. Meaning, it is a time for you to understand. There is music here. Music can be very healing for many of you. But it is also understanding the song of your life. The idea that you are creating it and you are writing your own song, and that there is harmony. The Lovers, part of what the Lovers and the choice that is being made in the Lovers is to bring harmony. It is taking things that seem like they could be very opposite and different from one another, male, female, day, night, you know, ice, fire, taking different things, life, death, happiness, sadness, tears, laughter, taking things that seem to be opposites and finding the harmony within them, finding the way to extend that emotional depth that you have, to conquer that, to bring your life into harmony. To find harmony with yourself, to find harmony with what has happened, and to understand that it's not about a punishment, and it's not about you being separated from others or someone being pulled away from you, but it is teaching you something else about your own emotional depth and capacity for healing, for understanding, for having compassion for yourself. That's it. That's it. All right. All right, you all. Let me know what you think. That felt so powerful to me. I wish you an incredible week ahead. Please like and subscribe. Tell others about my channel. I'm trying to grow. I appreciate your presence. I absolutely love doing this work. I feel it when I do these readings. And I understand that, you know, very often what we're doing when I watch other readers as well. I read for myself. You know, we're all trying to figure it out. Bottom line, we're trying to figure it out so that we can keep moving. And there's so many reasons to keep moving for all the readings that I've done today. So let me know what you think. Keep in touch with me. I wish you an amazing week ahead. And I'll talk to you real soon. Bye.